Hello everyone and welcome to lesson 16.3A. I've entitled this video People and Culture of South Asia. This video is going to cover pages 504 to 507. People and Places. South Asia is about half the size of the lower 48 states of the United States. But more than 1.5 billion people live in the region. That is about 5 times the size of the American population. Question 1. How does the land size of South Asia compare to the lower 48 states of America? Well, as you can see on the map here, it's about half the size of where we live. And yet, for question 2, how does the population size of South Asia compare to America's population? They have nearly 5 times the number of people. So they're half the size, basically, of our 48 states, not counting Alaska and Hawaii. But they have more than, or just about 5 times as many people living in that area. So that goes to show you what population density means. It's very crowded. Population profile. The largest countries in South Asia in geographical area and in population are India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. The estimated population of India is 1.22 billion. This makes it the world's second most populous country after China. Now, this book was published a couple years ago. Since then, as you can see from the statistics, actually India is now our most populated country in the world. In 2025, it was 1.45 billion people, and you can see the historical numbers here on how India has been the most populated country in the world since 2022, actually. Continuing on. India's birth rate, though, is higher than China's. By 2030, India will be the world's most populous country. We know that's already the case. Today, India alone has about 17.3% of all the world's people. As of recording this video, it's up to 17.78. The median age of Indians is 25 years old. Question number 3. What are the 3 largest countries both in land and in population in South Asia? They are India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. And as you can see on this chart here, India is the most populated country in the world currently in 2025. Pakistan is 5th. And Bangladesh is 8th. So you have 3 of the top 10 most populated countries in the world, all in South Asia. Question number 4. What is the most populated country in the world? India. Question 5. What percentage of the world's population lives in India? 17%. So we're going to just stick with 17%, whether it's 17.3 or 17.78. We'll just say 17%. So when you think about it, of every 100 people living on this planet, over 17 of those people live just in India itself, or close to 1 in 5. Question number 6. What is the median age of India's population? Meaning, what is the age in which it's very common for them to be at? And that's 25. So you've got a very young group of people living in India. Pakistan's population is about 190 million. It is the world's 6th largest country. Now, as we can see from this chart, it's actually at 255 million. So they've definitely shot up there since the book was published. The population of Bangladesh is about 160 million. Well, actually, in 2025, it's 176 million. By 2025, that number could grow to 205. So they actually oversold the Bangladesh population. They didn't quite reach those numbers. So a little bit different from those numbers. All right, question number 7. Pakistan was the 6th most populated country when the textbook was published. It's now the 5th most. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you see Pakistan right there. What will it be ranked in 2050? Well, let's watch this chart go up. They will be the 4th largest country in the world as far as population by 2050, only being surpassed by India, China, and us. And then, it is projected by the year 2100, they will jump up to the 3rd most populated country in the world, only trailing India and China. Question number 8. Where does Bangladesh rank in population in the world in 2025? They are ranked 8th, and you'll notice it's interesting. Actually, Bangladesh is going to start dropping. I mean, they're still going to go up in population from 176 to 209, but other countries are surpassing their population growth. So you can see Bangladesh is steadily decreasing as far as rank goes, even though they're slightly going up in population overall. Where people live. South Asians live mainly in areas that are good for farming. This means, for example, that a high percentage of Indians live in the fertile Ganges River plain in the north central and northeastern parts of the country. Question number 9. Where do a high percentage of Indians live? In the Ganges plain, in the fertile plain of the Ganges River. And you can see the population density right here. When this dark color here, this dark red, I'm colorblind, but I think that's red. You can see it is the most highly intensely populated, dense place in India, right along that area there. So a ton of people live per square mile in that part of India. Agriculture plays a major role in India's economy. This is also true of other countries in South Asia. Although India has many large cities, about 7 in every 10 people live in the country's small villages. In contrast, the United States was already more urban than rural as early as 1920. Today, more than 7 out of every 10 United States residents live in urban areas. So here we see a line graph showing, yes, right now in 2025, way more people live in rural areas than in urban. But as you can see, the trend lines are slowly changing. But currently, it's about 70% of, when this book was published, nearly 7 in 10 live in the rural areas, which helps us answer question number, we'll get to that. Number 10, what plays a major role in India's economy? Agriculture, farming. Question 11, where do about 70% of Indians live? In urban areas or rural areas? They live in rural areas. And how does that contrast to the United States? Well, ours is flipped. We have more than 7 out of 10 living in urban areas rather than in rural areas. Population trends are changing, though, as more and more Indians leave their villages every year. The 2011 census showed more growth in urban areas than in rural areas, a first for India. People migrate to big cities called metros in hopes of finding better jobs and a higher standard of living. Major cities in India include Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Bengaluru, and Hyderabad. Question number 12. What are metros? Metros is just a shortened abbreviation for metropolitan, which means a big city. Question 13. What are the 2 main reasons why more and more Indians are moving to big cities? They're wanting to find better jobs and a higher standard of living. And usually higher standard of living means, flush toilets, electricity, running water, the things that we many times take for granted here in the United States. Census data shows that Indian cities are experiencing rapid growth. For example, Mumbai is the business center of the country. The population of Mumbai and its surrounding urban area has grown from a few million around the time of independence to about 20 million. That makes Mumbai India's largest city and the 4th largest city in the world. Bengaluru, India's 3rd largest city and a center for technology industries, is growing rapidly as well. Yeah, when you look at the 20th biggest cities in the world, take a look at this. You've got Mumbai there. This is counting their metropolitan area. You've got Mumbai coming in at 5. You've got Delhi actually coming in at 3 when you're incorporating the surrounding areas of Delhi. So it comes in at 3, Mumbai at 5, and you've got Kolkata coming in at number 16. So you've got 3 of the 16th largest urban areas in the world in India and 2 of the top 5. That is impressive. That's a lot of people. Question number 15. What is the business center of India? Mumbai. Population density is the number of people who live in a given unit of area. In Mumbai, the population density is 80 per 100 per square miles, 7 times the world's average. So yeah, when you look at this map of population density of South Asia, look at some of the concentrated areas of people. Obviously, it's usually by rivers, by fertile areas for farming, but that is showing you what population density can look like. And question number 16, what does the phrase population density mean? It's basically the number of individuals per unit of area. So we would use miles, but obviously most of the world uses kilometers. But basically, how many people live within a mile area? And this chart of South Asia, this map shows you the darker that red color, the more people live per square mile or per square kilometer. The rapid growth of South Asia has put a strain on its resources. Cities struggle to provide essential services to all people, some of whom live in slums surrounding the city centers. Air and water pollution have increased with overcrowded conditions. Question number 17. What are some challenges that the rapid population growth are creating in South Asia? A strain on resources. There's only so much to go around. And then it's also creating some slum-looking areas They've got air pollution, they've got water pollution, you've got overcrowding. People and cultures. The cultures of South Asia are highly diverse. We think of the United States as a melting pot or a nation of immigrants. The same might be said of South Asia. Ethnic and language groups. If you look at an Indian currency note, you will see that all the important information appears in Hindi and in English. These are the country's two official languages. If you look at the fine print, though, you will find 15 other languages. Each language is spoken by millions of people. The languages include Punjabi in the north, Bengali and Oriya in the east, Marathi and Gujarati in the west, and Kannada, Tamil, and Telugu in the south. Question number 18. What are the two official languages of India? Hindi and English. After India won its independence in 1947, boundaries for its states were based mainly on ethnic groups and languages. For example, the southern state of Tamil Nadu, pictured right here, or here, was established because most of its people spoke Tamil rather than Hindi. Indians are proud of their ethnic and language heritage. In fact, many who speak Tamil would rather talk to you in English than in Hindi. Question number 19. When India won its independence in 1947, what were the two main factors that led to its boundaries for its states? You can see how they are broken. We have 50 states. You can see these different state areas in India. All right, my cat is getting very anxious about this discussion. Easy there, Mimi. All right, question number 19. The two main factors that led to these were ethnic groups and languages. Most Pakistanis are Muslim. The country's most common languages are Urdu and English. Urdu, like Hindi, developed from ancient Sanskrit. In Bangladesh, which is also mainly Muslim, people speak Bangla, a variation of Indian Bangala. In Sri Lanka, most people speak Sinhalese. This language has its own unique alphabet. An important minority in Sri Lanka speaks Tamil, mainly because Sri Lanka is so close to the southern state of India, called Tamil Nadu. And you can see that right there. The region is very close to one another. Question number 20. What religion are most Pakistanis? Muslim. Question we're going to move on. Religion and the arts. South Asia's diversity is also apparent in religion and the arts. 6 main religions are practiced in the region: Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, and Christianity. You've already learned about the first 4 religions. Sikhism developed in the 1500s, nearly 2,000 years after Buddhism and Jainism. Yet it too was a reaction to Hinduism. By and large, Sikhs reject the Hindu caste system. Sikhs deeply respect their original guru or teacher. Like Muslims and Christians, they are monotheist, meaning they believe in only one God. Question number 21. What are the 6 main religions of South Asia? Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, and Christianity. Question number 22. What religion began in South Asia in the 1500s? Sikhism. Question 23. What is monotheism? That is the belief in the existence of only one God, which is different than polytheism, which is the belief in many gods. Artistic expression is rich in South Asia. 2 great epic poems of ancient India, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. I butchered that. Let's try that again. Mahabharata. There we go. Embody Hindu social and religious values. Their impact extends far beyond the Hindu community, though. South Asian children of all religions can tell you about the plots and characters of these epics. They are part of the region's heritage. Question number 24. What are the Ramayana and the Mahabharata? Those are epic poems of ancient India, and they basically capture or embody the Hindu social and religious values. South Asia also is a center for classical dance. Music is a thriving art, and many of the region's musicians, singers, and composers are popular. Ravi Shankar, pictured bottom left, was probably the best-known Indian musician and composer. He performed on the sitar, a stringed instrument, pictured also bottom left. Motion pictures first arrived in India in 1896. The country now has the largest film industry in the world. The Hindi film industry, nicknamed Bollywood, is based in Mumbai. Kolkata is also a filmmaking center. Question number 20. We are on number 25. What is the sitar? The sitar is a stringed instrument, pictured right there. Question 26. What is the nickname for India's film industry, which is the largest in the world? Bollywood. Daily life. Life in South Asian centers on family. Several generations of family members often live together. They share household chores and finances. Within the family, age and gender play important roles. Elders are respected, and females are often subordinate to males. Question number 27. What are some of the characteristics of family life in South Asia? Family life is important. It centers around the family. They share household chores and money. And within the family, it's also important to your age and your gender. The older you are, the more respected you are, and males are considered to be over females. So females are subordinate to the males. Question number... Oh wait, I already did that. Let's go on. Arranged marriages are still common for many South Asians, but less so than in the past. Parents often introduce couples to each other, but allow them to decide whether to marry. When couples meet independently of their parents, it is still important to get approval to marry from their parents. Question number 28. How are marriages for many South Asians different than marriages in the United States? Well, they used to practice this even more, but it's still a common practice, and that is arranged marriages, that you don't get to pick who you marry, that they're picked for you by the family. Wow. I would not like that. That's all we have for that one. A typical South Asian family meal would include rice, legumes, and flatbread. Curry is a combination of spices that is part of many dishes. South Asians do not eat a great deal of meat, in part because of religious guidelines. Question 29. What is curry? That is a combination of spices that is common in many of the dishes served in South Asia. Very spicy. And question 30. Why do South Asians not eat a great deal of meat? Because for many of them, it's a part of their religious guidelines, the rules, that they're not allowed to eat certain meats. Well, thank you so much for watching. Before we go, I have this for you. What's for dinner? Curry with a side of threes. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.